pre-final, and fair play to Sam Ward in third place as well. Up 2 spots from the start, sets the fastest lap on the last lap of the race, a 50.45. Impressive stuff from the number 63.
Absolutely, and interestingly, I've just seen in the chat while we have a little bit of an end here, it's his mum. OA is his mum.
It was Carla Atkins' mum, wasn't it? From
not the person we're just talking about, I should clarify. It's not his mum. But yes, we can. So on that note,
chatting about Carla Atkins from a couple of races ago, we'll see him out later on today. However, Charlie Turner, not his proudest race, I would say, in that one. P7, down 1 spot. But either way, we had a chat with him earlier on this weekend, so let's hear from him now.
Here we go then. Grids for the Junior TKM pre-final coming up. So on row 1, pole position is Johan Kalachern, followed by Aidan Mitchell. Row 2 is Harry Bloor, followed by Jake Humphrey, and row 3 is William Bryant and Leo Robertson.
Patrick Leaf and Jack Stewart are there on row number 4. Monty Braithwaite and Harrison Morrow round out the top 10. Then it's Daniel Samir and Willoughby Steele there, 11th and 12th. And that's it for our 12-kart grid for this one. Slightly surprised to see Willoughby Steele all the way down in 12th spot. We've seen him up right fighting at the sharp end throughout this season, but a number of names who can get involved. I know Leo Robinson starting in 6th place is very much involved in the championship battle. It's been a great resurgence through the second half of the season from Aidan Mitchell. Johan Kalachern was sort of cleaning up through the first half, but Aidan's really brought to him through the second half, and we'll wait and see how this one goes as well. Of course, those two on your front row.
Absolutely, they're just coming round and being told to slow down. Going just towards the final corner now, coming towards Paddock Bend, if I read it correctly. And they are coming round now to hopefully get the race underway. We've had a few false starts today, but not as many as we'd hoped. So that's good. Here we go. Are they going to get underway? Yes, they are. Timer has begun. Down to the first corner. That was a really close battle at the front.
Aidan Mitchell's off.
And Aidan Mitchell is off the track, but he's coming back on. Oh, no. That's a... Yeah, I'm not too sure about the rejoin on that one, but he kind of had to at that point.
Yeah, Jack Stewart was the one that was the casualty of that one, off into the barrier on the outside on the right. He's going to rejoin, though. I saw him keep his foot in, and he will rejoin, but he's going to be quite a far away behind this good pack.
Absolutely. Just having a look on our screens now just to see where everyone is. If there have been massive changes, there have not been huge ones. But everyone's still battling further back from the lead. Potential as well. Cart's close to the lead. And that's a move down the inside.
That's Willoughby Steele. Willoughby Steele flying through, taking another position. He, of course, started at the back of the grid for this one. He's made a great first lap already, scything through. I think he's in around 6th or 7th spot. We'll confirm that when he comes across the timing line. But here they come then through Sunny Bend and through Paddock Bend. It's still Johan Kalachern who leads the way with Leo Robinson in 2nd place, despite having that difficulty. No, of course, Leo Robinson dropped down the order, that was at the start of the race. My apologies. Aidan Mitchell as well there in 3rd, and it's Harry Bloor who's the one who's been able to get up to 2nd place.
That's only a fantastic start by Harry Bloor to get right onto the back of Kalachern there, just to make sure he's making absolute use of absolutely everything. He's getting drier and drier, to be fair, noticing the lines now, but it is a question of if drivers will go to slicks, because as we said before, no matter what the power of the kart is, some drivers just don't like sliding around off the line, basically.
Yes, exactly. No, you've got to have a lot of confidence, haven't you, with it being slidey and knowing that you can hold those slides and get the power down when you need to. Here's the battle for the lead, though. Harry Bloor all over the back of Johan Kalachern as Kalachern goes wide. However, Bloor still on the outside, for the left-hander, and Kalachern retakes the place.
And that brings Aidan Mitchell really close on the back as well, so we now have a 3-kart battle for the lead. Kalachern currently in the lead, but that's going to give the toe down the straight. It's not a very long straight, but it still gives something. It's moving the background potentially, but now Kalachern starts to move away very slightly, and Aidan Mitchell is still on the back of Harry Bloor.
What a lap from Patrick Leaf. Practically the rest of the field in the 57s. He's on a 56.4 as Patrick Leaf. Fantastic last lap. Let's see what he can do there from 8th position. That's big slide through that second hairpin. Clearly that's how Kalachern feels he can get the power down. Get it proper slidey on the mid part of the corner to get the power down on the exit. And he does just that. Who's out? That's Willoughby Steele on the O-plate. Started from the back, went through the field beautifully, now parks it up on the midway around the circuit. He's out of this race.
Absolutely, and he'd made up 6 places from the start, which would have been a fantastic race. Unfortunately, that just didn't work out in the end. Johan Kalachern starting to fall back towards Harry Bloor again, but even so, further down as well, it's even close as well. So there's definitely battles going on throughout the field. And all Johan Kalachern has to do here is just, well, maybe not defend fully, but certainly just try and keep him behind him enough and potentially try and find space. But there is a fastest lap for Yihan Kalacher.
Indeed, yeah. Will Harry Blore be more aggressive, though? He's fourth place in the standings with the points he's getting from this race. He's a little bit too far away to get involved with that title challenge, though. However, the man in third place, Aiden Mitchell, is his Precision Racing teammate. So, hey, there could be a bit of, not necessarily team orders. Of course, they've not got team radios out there on circuit. But either way, maybe the Precision Racing driver might be a little bit more aggressive with the Class and Motorsport driver of Yihan Kalacher in getting that move done. But at the moment, he's not close enough to even think about sticking a nose in down the inside. Yihan running a brilliant race, now with the fastest lap, as you say. And we'll just see, is he able to get far ahead? No, he's got a poor exit off of Sunny Bend. Almost an opportunity down the inside for the 11. They're nearly making a little bit of rubbing on the exit. He's still side by side, but Yihan just chops him off before they get to the first corner. I think that's happened the last couple of laps. Yihan through Sunny Bend has just got a little bit wide and not got that momentum.
It's also fantastic defence from Yihan Kalacher as well. That's just fantastic when it's perfectly clean. But he hasn't got a great exit out of that corner either, which pulls Harry Blore close again, but he just manages to get left down the straight and he's gone. Like, it's very much a case of caught up in the corners and then gone down the straights, and it just seems to be just sort of a little bit of concertina effect, just coming backwards and forwards and backwards. It's really impressive to see, actually.
It's a great little bit of racing, and we'd seen Aiden Mitchell just fall off this gaggle a little bit. Now he begins to close into it once again. Will it once again become a three-way battle for the lead in this one? Still 7.5 minutes on the clock, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and it does look like those times have come down quite considerably as well over the course of the lap. And they are slowly starting to come down, but they're getting closer and closer to those dry times from yesterday.
Yeah, about 6 seconds off of dry times at the moment as Aiden Mitchell now sets the new fastest lap of the race.
Absolutely.
55.44, impressive time.
I do think we're potentially going to see dry tyres very soon.
It's getting close, isn't it? Definitely getting close.
You can see that line.
Look at that bad exit for Kalacher here. He's going to close off to the inside, though. Try and fend off from the move from behind from Harry Blore, and he does just that. You can see there, even at the apex there, the big dry spot on the dry line. Good exit once again for the number 11 of Harry Blore, but again, can't quite get alongside of Kalacher. Kalacher's made a couple of mistakes down here, though, at Sunny Bend. Will that happen again? No. Great exit for Kalacher, and pulls a gap once more.
Absolutely, and there's the championship standings. Harry Blore moving up into fourth place. Willoughby still dropping down, of course, because they're unfortunately out of the race. But as it stands here, I've just had a thought. Could Yihan Kalacher be slightly struggling with those wet tyres on a potentially drying line? That could potentially be causing some issues with the grip.
For sure.
Causing a little bit of... It won't cause much. But
no, indeed. However, all drivers in the same boat in this one.
Exactly.
Literally and figuratively with the wet line. Yeah, all in the same boat, all dealing with the same conditions, on the same tyres. It's who can attack them the best. Here's another good battle. Jake Humphrey leading Patrick Leaf and William Bryant. Patrick Leaf with a great exit, just can't quite get alongside there. Will he try and dive to the inside at the apex, though? No, sticks behind for now. We saw him have the fastest lap earlier on in this race, so Patrick Leaf clearly with a bit of pace under him in that kart, but he is in the most difficult spot when you're in a battle of three. He's in the middle. He's got to look ahead to Jake Humphrey. He's got to look back to William Bryant. His brain is running on 200% overtime right now, battling over sixth place.
Absolutely. I think they are right back on each other again. Yihan Kalacher and Harry Blore very close on track. Harry Blore getting the fastest lap of the race so far. So that is saying potentially quite a lot, as there we go. They are right back on each other again. Yihan Kalacher obviously got the good exit, but that corner is where he seems to be getting, and that's the move. That's the move for the lead. Harry Blore up into the lead of the race, and now Yihan Kalacher has all of it to work for to get back to that position.
Does, yeah. Gives a check over the shoulder as they come out of Aradale's. He gets it done. Great little move from Harry Blore. Finally, we have a change for the lead in this race. And look at that. Aiden Mitchell, I was going to mention how far off he was at this battle, was a second when they started this lap. He's now already almost right on the back of Yihan Kalacher. And of course, these are your two championship leaders. Kalacher on 7.81, Mitchell on 7.62. So Kalacher still with a nice little buffer for his championship win here. But he's still got a lot to think about throughout this race. He was nice and calm before it, and a second place will still keep him nice and calm for the final later on.
Absolutely, and currently, as it stands, it does seem like Harry Blore is starting to pull a little bit of a gap over Kalacher, and so it could be that he's just managing the tyre and the fact that it is a drying line. Because if you look at the best laps, it was a 54.59 for Harry Blore, and it's a 55.06 for Kalacher. It's almost half a second faster best lap than Kalacher, and is that... something potentially off? Zoom on the back of the card, or was that just a nice little close zoom?
No, didn't quite see if there was anything awry. We'll keep an eye on, but it looks like all of the rear bumpers are hanging on at the moment. Anyway, big slidey moment from the right-hander there for the number 14 of Aidan Mitchell as he tries to press on towards his championship rival. Let's see who takes Sunny Bend the best way. Again, Calichurn seems to have mastered now after a few early mistakes through that corner. Harrison Morrow now takes the fastest lap of the race. He has been flying through the second half of this race. A 54.52 it was on the last lap. I saw him overtake Daniel Samir into the final corner to get back into 9th place. But look at that. Your new race leader, Harry Blore, goes even faster. 54.33 for Harry Blore. And that is half a second faster than anyone else out on circuit. Actually, apart from Harrison Morrow, 53.92 now for Harrison Morrow. They're going faster and faster and faster. And I'm starting to think Harrison Morrow is at the back. Have we seen him come in? I need to have a look. I'm on Tara Watch now on Harrison Morrow because he is going very, very fast.
And I will also point out as well, I've just been told this by producer James, we've got on the number 14, the rear axle is quite short. If you look at the fact his tyres are in line with the front, and Johan Calichurn, his rear wheels are out a bit.
Okay.
And that is what the close-up was for, but his rear axle looks quite short. So that's an interesting one. Not sure why.
Bit of info.
Not sure why that is, but could be anything. But yes, just currently coming up through the start of the lap again. Johan Calichurn deciding to pull a tiny bit more of a gap as we come round to this part of the circuit, and that is the kart off the circuit of Willoughby Steel, of course.
I think the 75 of Harrison Morrow is still on wet tyres. He's just absolutely flying, I think.
Okay. There we go again.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell, but he is putting in some great paces, Harrison Morrow, in the second half of this race. 53.43. Incredibly quick. And the only driver down in the 53s, and he's in the low 53s. Impressive stuff. He's got a few seconds to make up, though, on Monty Brathwaite for that battle over 12th place. And it's all kicking off down here, isn't it?
Absolutely. Patrick Leaf just jumped up past, and I'll wait for the next time in line because I didn't quite see the other number. There we go, William Bryant. That's the one. And yes, currently, as I've just noticed, again, Harrison Moore is just really quick.
He's flying, absolutely flying. He's still got a minute and a half left to go in this one, but the amount of time he's taking out of the drivers ahead of lap, nearly 2 seconds on the last lap. 5-second penalty for Johan Calichurn. That's a big one for this race. We're not sure what's happened there, what's caused that. We've looked away from that battle for a little while now as he is very close with Aidan Mitchell. Not sure what's happened there. As we look back to win, Aidan Mitchell goes down the inside, takes away second place on circuit. So not only has Johan Calichurn got a 5-second penalty, he's now lost second place on track as well. It's all going to pot in this final for Johan Calichurn. But I do have to mention, at the moment, the 5-second penalty actually does absolutely nothing. He's 5 seconds clear of Leo Robinson in 4th place. So currently, still looking like he'll hold on to 3rd place when we get to the end of this one.
Absolutely, you just got to stay there, keep it calm until the end of the race. And obviously a 5-second penalty, no one ever wants them. No one ever wants them, but you just kind of got to take it and keep going and make sure that you just finish the race at that point, because just finish ahead, as far ahead of the person behind you as you can.
Yeah, just keep going as fast as you can now. It's clear. Aidan Mitchell has dived past. He's that little bit faster. And we'll see whether Johan decides to follow and just try and keep a nice gap ahead of Leo Robinson. We look back to this gaggle, though, and look at Harrison Morrow going faster and faster and faster. Here's a battle, though. Patrick Leaf trying to find a way through on the number 6 of Leo Robinson. This will help Johan Calichurn to the outside again, hitting the big divot on the outside of that first hairpin at McRae's. They head through the second one of Iredale's. And he finally gets the move done. The 22 gets that inside line, and Patrick Leaf up into 4th place. It's been a great bit of battling for Patrick Leaf to get up the order. Leo Robinson drops to 5th, and William Bryant now sat there in 6th place. Harrison Morrow is gained a place on Monty Brathwaite, now closing in on Jake Humphrey, and I think he should get him before the end of this lap. Timer ticks to 0 just as your leader comes around the final corner. So Harry Blore starts the final lap of the race.
He's 3 seconds up the road from Aidan Mitchell, and that would be quite a feat to bring back 3 seconds of a gap by the end of this final lap. We've still got very close racing further down the field, and just this is what a move across the track that was, just to try and get back into the car ahead. And coming around that corner, that is a divot on the outside, and that's a potential move. No, as here is Harry Blore coming down into the section circuit. I can't quite see. Whoa, that was a kick of oversteer, my word.
We've seen a couple of that, haven't we, today?
Yeah, just absolutely on the brakes. The whole back end slides out, but coming down towards the final section of track, just coming down towards Sunny Bend, and St John's then through Sunny Bend, that's the one, and then into Paddock Bend to finish out the lap, but currently behind the 9.6 and the 7. However, Harry Blore around Paddock Bend, around the final corner, and to the checkered flag to win this pre-final in the Precision Racing Coney Kart. And across the line, second is Aidan Mitchell, followed by Yihan Kalic.